That's when you turn that on, I think. I turned it off to preserve battery life. Let's see. When you turn that on. Yeah, there you go. Now we have sound. What's up, everybody? Welcome to Life. It's been a while since we had a really good live stream. I'm looking forward to it because we're going to be talking about AUTEL Nano. So let me see. We have so many guys already in here. Jake's Drone Life. What's up, my man? Peter Guava. We have NGA Outdoors. We have Gringo Loco. Poach on the Loose, my man. What's up? How you doing, my man? And I'm happy to be back. So for now, my live stream is going to be like this on a Tuesday. I had to manage everything with picking up kids and work and my new schedule. So we're going to stay on this Tuesday until the end of October 31st. Then I'll slightly revert back to the Saturday live stream for the month of November because I'm going to be off the entire month. I'm going to be off, and I'm going to have a special guest because the original Dovo actually will be visiting me here, and I'm going to host. I have the honor to actually host him here for an entire week, and I'm totally looking forward to it. I have so many news to share, but we're going to talk about the AUTEL Nano. So Nano, finally, Michael Connor, what's up, my man? And we have Y Brother, what's up? Why bother? No, why bother? Why bother? There you go. Got to read good first. Anyways, so let me share the screen with you guys real quick. And this is what happened. Share screen. There you go. Just a few days ago, or what is it, like a week ago, this happened. And that was pretty much nano. The wait will be over in a nanosecond. So plenty of people already questioned about that, and they said, yeah, what is a nanosecond for AUTEL? I do not know because I sent them an email and I asked them. Actually, I told them, I said, hey, if anything, you guys will be able to send me one. I signed the contract with these guys to actually send me a what is it? The V2 controller, smart controller. And they also wanted to send me a V2 drone so I could review it, but they had technical issues. And then all of a sudden now for like a couple days already, I haven't heard nothing back from the guy that I was actually emailing with. So I'm going to start hunting them down next week, or actually this week. By tomorrow, I'm going to start calling them and see what's going on. Maybe the guy is not even working there anymore. I mean, we have seen a lot of stuff in AUTEL that actually happened. We had the CEO quit, and I don't know what is their structural level and how they're going to do that stuff. But they announced the Nano, so which is great for all of us. I mean, what Nano? So now looking at the picture after, oh, why did I turn it off? So after looking at the picture in itself, like when you blow it up bigger, I see here, this looks pretty much just like forward-facing sensors. There was another picture right here where you could see the different colors. It looks like comes in that typical AUTEL orange. It comes in that bright red, whatever that is supposed to be. I don't know. I would stick probably with orange. Then we have this dark grayish Hubsan type of style. And we have this light grayish DJI type of style. So those ones are the pictures. They actually were leaked from a video at some point. Now, looking at the second picture that is shown over here on Drone DJ's website, when you look in the backside over here, you see these two parts right here, or right here is even more better. That looks like rear-facing sensors, because when you look at the AUTEL Evo 2, it looks pretty similar, guys. Like, really, it does look similar when you look at it. It looks like rear-facing sensors. I don't see nothing on the top, because when you look at the AUTEL Evo 2, on the top we have like those big sensors right there. because the arms are folded in, I can't really see if there's something on the side, like over here. Usually we have these two right here. I don't know if they probably just have forward facing, rear facing, and then probably the one downwards. I don't think anything is from the top part. So, which is still pretty. I mean, to me, it looks great. You know what I mean? Looking at it, the folding part and all that stuff looks like that they just minimize the AUTEL Evo 2. Now, with that being said, what actually would it take for you guys to buy one? And second of all, because we have so many options out there, besides the geofencing, what is it that they actually could do better? Because when you look at the DJI Mavic Mini 2, which is right here. So the DJI Mavic Mini 2, the Mini 2 Fly Mode combo nowadays runs like $599. Sometimes you even have sales. I've seen a sale the other day for $449, which already includes 3 batteries inside there, that controller, and then you have the 4K camera. So now the question will be, what does AUTEL have to offer for us for a sub 250 drone to actually make this that we can buy it? You know what I mean? Like, and besides that, you got to think about what is the price that we are actually willing to pay. Because if they come up with a price that is like $699, $799, I mean, you're not that far away from the DJI Mavic Air or the Air 2S. You know what I mean? So for sub 250, I mean, DJI is a great competitor to them. Besides the geofencing, which technically seen keeps the idiots out. But then you also have a 2.7K for $400, which is also a Fly Mode combo with more batteries and all that stuff inside there. So the question is, what would it take for you to buy it? I mean, besides that, I'm a huge AUTEL fanboy already. I mean, I'm a drone fanboy in general. I mean, look at it. I have spent so much extra money on this DJI FPV drone because I just love the footage that it takes. And I have put aftermarket props. I have ordered, I think, 24 sets of total different type of props. I have invested into this gimbal cage right in the front over here, which is actually pretty good too. I actually dinged something the other day, and I had to change out the propellers. So, but this gimbal part actually helped out a lot. This brace, and it's made out of metal too, so which is pretty cool. But yeah. So as a drone fanboy in general and a huge AUTEL fan in general, I'm looking forward to it. And when you compare it size-wise, 250, I mean, look at this. This is the DJI Mavic Mini. You know what I mean? I mean, this is crazy. So camera spec-wise, even if you're filming 2.7K, it all comes down afterwards to the megapixel in the sensor. You know what I mean? How much clarity you can film in 4K. If the sensor sucks, then the footage is still not going to look great. You know what I mean? So let's jump through this chat and see what you guys said. Somebody said tracking. Tracking would be a cool thing, but if you really want something for tracking, and if it costs you already around the $700, $800 for tracking, I still think I would go with a Skydio, my friend. Because we still fly. Like, we all fly. We use these controllers, and that's another thing. The controller seems to be closer to the Parrot Anafi controller, like this. That's what it looks like on that picture. Let me pull it up again. So there is a picture. See right there, this part right here. This does not look like it's going to have like a tracking function. I mean, tracking wise, that's probably, is that software wise? I mean, does it have to do with sensors? What does it look for? I mean, Skydio blows everybody out of the water with tracking. So if you really want tracking, I would say you should go probably with that. You know what I mean? Nothing. It's AUTEL. I've turned into an AUTEL fanboy. Okay. Yeah, I'm a huge AUTEL fan. To be honest, I'm a huge AUTEL fan. AUTEL has gained me most of my subscribers, and I have filmed so much with AUTEL. This drone has paid for itself. I have made extra money. I was able to purchase other equipment because of my AUTEL drone. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm an AUTEL fan too. You know, I mean, I have the Mavic 2 Pro from Original Dobo, but I catch myself actually not really using it. I think I only bought it because it was from him, because I like him and I think he's a pretty cool guy. I'm looking forward to actually having him with me here. So I'm looking forward to it. So camera spec, pricing, and that's pretty much what I come down to too, because technically seen, you look at it, like I said, we started off with the DJI Mavic Mini. So you go with the Mavic Mini and you have a 2.7K, what is it? What is that? OcuSync 2.0. The drone flies great, and it has some amazing footage. And if you add on some ND filters and you play around with the settings and stuff, my son loves it. My son is banging around with this thing. He never crashed it once. I mean, I crashed drones more than him. Like, I mean, I fly more, but being as a beginner, my son can handle this DJI Mavic Mini like no other. I mean, it's crazy. He does all these manual moves and stuff. That is already in a price league of $399 in a fly mode combo with 3 batteries, the controller. You get some propeller guards over here that make you get stuck in trees and shit. But when you look at it afterwards, you have next up for $599. So that's a pricing part. So now looking at AUTEL's Evo 2 Pro, when it came out, it was $2,500 that I left on the table for that drone. Was it worth it? Hell yeah, it was totally worth it, because it's been now a year and a half, and this is still the very same drone after they changed it out. Because as most of you guys know, if you guys haven't known, check out my channel. I almost crashed this because there was a separation of my arm. But AUTEL Nano in itself, I think that's great for us as consumers because of competition. So AUTEL said, hey, we're going to bring out a sub 250. We want to do this. So next in the price league, between this $599 and the $1,200 available already, besides the DJI FPV, if you want to go a little bit more into FPV, which you also can be using as a regular GPS drone, because it has the other flight functions like that as well. So you can just fly just like that. But the camera sucks, totally sucks. Like, it's really bad. Then you have the DJI Air 2S. So the DJI Air 2S is already in the fly mode combo right here with extra batteries and propellers and all the bells and whistles, and you have ND filters in there as well. You have $1,300 right here, guys. So that's out the box. There's no extra buying anything because it comes with a case already, a small bag that you can throw everything in there. The charger and everything is in there. It's a multi-charger too. So technically seen, there is no extra expenses. For those guys of you who know, when you fly drones, when you get into drones and all that stuff, and you look at it, you usually always end up spending more. I mean, look at this. This I bought with the GPC rugged bundle. After that, I picked up an extra gimbal cover because mine's unbroke. I picked up extra propellers. I have a total set of 40 sets of original propellers, which I used only 4 out of them yet. So that's how good these things are. I have almost 5,000 flights with this, guys. I'm banging out 5,500 miles right now with this, and it's still going. And it's because I'm not reckless with it. I'm still filming my part, and I mean, you guys see it. I bring out videos. It's not like I bought a brand new drone, and just simply say, hey, I bought a new drone or whatever. I never, or I never tell you guys, and I just bought a new drone. This is still the original drone from when I first started this. You know what I mean? So that's pretty solid in my eyes. And plus, I don't have no geofencing issues. I can take off wherever I like as long as I wait for my permissions and stuff. I still can film already. Then by the time the permission come in, usually if somebody come, which never really happened, checked on me and said, hey, what you doing? Oh, I'm done. But I get my permission right here. You know what I mean? So yeah, pricing is everything. AUTEL is solid. Yes, it is. In my eyes, it is. I see a lot of guys grumbling and complaining on the forums though. So I don't know if it's just because like Facebook groups and all that stuff, like plenty of them are complainers. They find stuff, they crash their drones, they're reckless. I don't know. I have no issues with this. I changed out my propellers maybe like 3 times or 4 times because I clipped a small branch because I cut it a little bit too close. But that was just because I'm finicky about it. Like if there's a small scratch or a small dent on my rotors, I don't even use them anymore. I take them off and I just make sure that the next set that I throw on, that I eye level hover this sucker and make sure that I have all my stuff in order. I have no problem with that. You know what I mean? Yeah, I have to buy new batteries and stuff, but that's because I have extensive flying on my record. Battery life, more airtime. This thing is the first Mavic Mini. This thing flies me for like easy 20 minutes in the air. My son bangs it out. We have 2 batteries for this, which we still haven't changed out, and I bought this quite a long time ago. And those batteries are actually pretty good. I have to say, the Mavic Mini batteries, I think, are some of the best batteries for drones I've ever flown. I flew like 6 batteries for my Paradigm Afi. They all went to crap afterwards. The DJI Mavic Mini batteries, on the other hand, sometimes I leave them in the bird for like 2 months. I never touched this sucker. Start them up and still fully charged, and I fly 20 minutes. You know what I mean? So 20 minutes is a long time for a sub 250 drone, and I think there's not much more that you can tickle out of it. I mean, battery technology got so much more better too. You get way more milliamps per hour and all that stuff. But the bigger the battery, the more weight you're gonna gain, and with the weight comes the past 250. You know what I mean? So this is sub 250. So you're looking at about 20, 25 minutes, maybe 30 minutes max looking at it, you know what I mean, to fly something. Plus, you got to look at it. It's a 250-gram drone. What you going to do with it? Fly it like 3.5 miles away from you? You can't barely see the damn thing when it's 800 feet away from you. You know what I mean? So I hope it works with smart control. I have a V1 drone and smart controller. Now I'm selling and have enterprise packaging. Holy, enterprise is expensive. If it does come out, I think it's going to be V2. So anything V2, I hope so too, that the smart controller actually is going to be compatible with it. Not like that I personally own a smart controller. I just don't see the sense in. I have an amazing triple tech tablet right here, together with my controller, and I have the Skyfire aerial mount. And Skyfire just shared with me that there was somebody who bought this very same mount and said that his link here does not hold his tablet. So I don't know what he did, if he stripped it out or whatever the hell he did, but this thing is solid. I mean, look at it. I'm shaking it right now. It's not going anywhere. So whatever he did, in my eyes, he did wrong, or he had a faulty unit. But I had like 3 of these that they sent me, and they all 3 were the same, like stability wise. So I don't really see a sense in spending $1,200 for a smart controller if I have $600 for this. It came already with this, and I spent another 100 something here, because if I drop a smart controller and something broke off, I have to exchange the whole thing, which is $1,200. If I drop this sucker right here, this is a rugged thing. Like it fell in the water and it survived. Okay, this Skyfire Arrow thing is like $100 something. If anything ever breaks by falling down, then it was my fault anyways. You know. So I don't have to dish out $1,200. It's like either $120 or maybe $600 if I drop this, or $700. I don't know what they go for right now. But Triple Tech also announced that they bring out a new one. So I'm hoping that maybe I can send back my old one, this one, and get a new one. I don't know. We'll see. So what else do we have? Jesus, yeah, there's I'm behind. I know I'm behind in the chat. I'm sorry. The rabbit hole gets deep quick when it comes to accessories for drones. Yes, I have to admit, it goes really quick. I mean, I started flying drones 4 years ago that I got really interested in it. Got me a Paradigm. I spent like about $1,000 in accessories and parts and extra drones, broken drones, just to get extra parts throughout a 2-year period. And then after that, my next biggest expense was this AUTEL Evo 2. And from there, everything, pretty much my whole life, ended up turning towards drones. And I got me at some point the DJI Mavic Mini. Then I got me the DJI FPV. Then I bought original Dobos Mavic 2 Pro, and I use them all because I hate it when I oh yeah, that's another thing. So for drone transportation, I was asked. So I have this USA Gear backpack right here that I used for almost 3 years. Okay, this thing held pretty much like I could throw my DJI FPV on the top over here together with the controller, by taking off the propellers. Now that I don't take the propellers off no more, and the way I strap it and stuff, I actually used to strap it on the outside now, hook it up on the side over here with these hooks, and just let it hang from there. In here, I had like the controller, like this controller in there, and then I had sometimes even the AUTEL Evo 2 in the bottom that I put here. There was a lot of room for those, but then I ran out of room, so I actually bought me a way bigger backpack, and a video for that is coming soon too. I can fit all my drones in there: my DJI FPV, my Mavic Mini, Dobos MP2, M2P, and my Evo 2 with all batteries and all controllers. Like, it's that big of a backpack, and it was like $250, I think. But it's huge. So this one is going to go out to my main man, Magic Mike, because Magic Mike made me this shirt, and I love this shirt. So I always wear this shirt when I talk about AUTEL. So yeah, Anyways, let's see. Triple Tech coming out. Yeah, and I just said that. So smart controller is awesome. Definitely large, but well worth it flying commercial. I wear lanyard always with my smart controller. Okay. So I ordered an Evo 6K Enterprise and it comes with smart controller. Excited waiting for it. How much does the stuff go nowadays? Like how much does a Enterprise go for it? I mean, I don't even know. I haven't even looked at it. But then when you look at these things right here, you have when you just punch in AUTEL Nano already on your Google, you're gonna see all these pictures. And this picture right here, I believe was the picture from the original video, which was like sort of like a Japanese looking type of vehicle. I mean, video right here where the guy was walking around and he was showing like the dragonfish, and he was showing the Autel Evo 2 Pro and the Autel Evo and the Autel RTK. And then he ended up being in this video right here. I don't know if it was on purpose or not, but on this video right here, if you look, the battery looks like it's in the back over here. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it looks like that the battery button is in the back over here, just like the original Autel Evo 2. And I don't know. So this I don't know. It looks really good. Like to be honest, I'm stoked. I'm really stoked for it. That's when you just punch in Alter Nano. You know what I mean? Like you come up with all these things, plus the official announcement from that Twitter website, which was right over here, where they said the wait will be over in a nanosecond. So because they said that, I figured okay, they're gonna bring it out before Christmas because Christmas time is usually when they bring it out. So what are we actually looking at? We're looking at Alter Nano sub 250, and then we're looking at obstacle avoidance, which is pretty cool. I mean, if you have obstacle avoidance backwards, forward, okay. Upwards, I don't know if you really need that because we've seen it with the Alted Evo 2. Upwards was usually it was a hassle because of the sun, because the optical sensors in here were kind of like always getting, oh, there's an obstacle above. Dude, I'm like 350 feet in the air. You know what I mean? Like there's no obstacle. Like literally, there's no obstacle. Okay. So the sun messed that up. So if it's a triple axis kind of thing, forward, backwards, downwards, maybe sides, I don't know. But like I said, you can't see because in the pictures they don't really show because get the arms in the way over here. So other than that, get the nice little Autel logo on the top. And I believe that all these new ones, the Nanos, are probably all made with V2 technology. I do not think that they have anything different inside there. The propellers and stuff look pretty much just like propellers like this from the Mini because we have, why did I turn it off? Because we have like the two small screws right here that you see, these two small screws, which looks like a Phillips, nothing special. Like it's minor. The motors and stuff pretty much look the same. You can see from the top part over here now that there is these sensors right over here, and I believe that is pretty much what is the issue with the sensors. Like that's where we're looking at, and then the arms are kind of blocking the sides. So I don't know if they're going to have something on the sides, which would be pretty cool. You know what I mean? It would be really nice. So this is $3,750. Oh, that's for the enterprise, right? But comes with this. Okay, so pretty much like it makes up for it. So does it come like a rugged bundle, the enterprise package? You know what I mean? Like if it's 6K enterprise, it better comes with three batteries in my eyes, or yeah, three batteries. It comes with the smart controller, which is 1,000 something dollars. You know, the drone itself costs like 2 grand. Um, I hope they threw in some ND filters and stuff with that. If it's a 6K, you know, I think if you spend this amount of money, $3,750, which is almost like 4 grand, I better hope that you don't have to spend any extra money on anything else, like ND filters and stuff. You know, like sometimes, like if you buy drones and stuff, you usually look at picking up the package itself. Okay, you buy an extra battery, a Flymo combo, whatever, you get extra batteries with that, and that's it. After that, you still got to look for the carrying case. You still got to look for the ND filters, some extra stuff for the controller, maybe a tablet mount holder on all that stuff. If you pay 4 grand for this stuff, you better get all that stuff together. I don't know. I mean, that's what I would do because other than that, I would just pick up the drone itself and buy the things by itself because if you just pick up a Alter Evo 2K, I mean 6K, and you have what you spend like $1,400 or $1,500 on that thing, just the regular bundle itself, $1,500. Okay, then the throw on the smart controller onto that, which is like another $1,000. That's $2,500. A good set of ND filters like these ones right here, Freewell. A good set of ND filters. This is the most expensive one I think that is out right now, which is the 8K all day kind of package, which is $130. And a rugged case, which is another $150 or $200. So you end up with like $3,000, not 3,500. You know what I mean? So I don't know, guys. I would. That's what I would be looking at. Plus, drone is huge now, longer arms, etc. Oh, so what? So the Enterprise is bigger? Is it bigger? How do you like the Go-To? Hey, that thing is super cool. Go-To. Go-To is I was hesitant because when I looked up on when you look up Go-To on Amazon, there's so many negative freaking reviews on this thing, where they say, oh, it wasn't working right and stuff. This is pretty much like a small case with a magnet in the back from a cell phone. That's what this appears to me. So it records in 1440. And to be honest, I totally love it because it's so small. I mean, look at it. It's smaller than my finger. I mean, I have big hands, but it's smaller. I can't even show it. See, it's smaller than my finger. Like it's that small, and it records in 1440. You get about 15 minutes of recording time, and the thing comes really warm. But I bought it because I'm working on a short film for you guys right now, which is called Drone Wars, which I'm looking forward to releasing the trailer pretty soon. But oh, look, I didn't even take off all the stickers. See that? I like it. I actually like it. The way it is, I really like it. I was hesitant too because I got me the 361R back then, which you can see here. Let me take this off. Which you can see here. And it used to have the problem that the lens fog up. So I don't know if it's because I live in Hawaii and we have like 80% freaking humidity over here all the time. But I love it. I mean, the Go-To, it's crazy. It's waterproof. I dumped it into my pond over there and let the fish swim around it. They didn't even bother. I even hooked it up to a fishing pole. You know, the tiny ones that the kids get. I hooked it up to a fishing pole like that, and let it float in the water. And the fish was like really interested. So I get some really cool shots with the fish. My koi tried to actually swallow it, so that's how small that thing is. And my koi is huge. So, but I like it. The Go-To it's pretty cool. Longer flight times, they say. Hopefully, we will have mine next week. Waiting on shipping confirmation. So they have different batteries then for the Enterprise. I would say probably a little bit bigger. So if you have longer arms and maybe bigger propellers, then you have more longer flight time. Okay, but I don't know. Like I said, 37 or 30. What was it? 3,570. Is that what you guys said? Uh, I lost it. Yeah, 3,750. That's almost $4,000, guys. You know what I mean? But if it does come in a rugged bundle, NG Outdoors said that it did come in a rugged bundle, then I would say it's really good. But to get back to AUTEL Nano, the one thing that would make it for me is if the price class does not exceed the Mini 2. Like if you want to compete with a different company, I mean, yeah, the only thing you have going for you at this point, even if you bring it out as a 4K camera, the only thing you have going for yourself is the geofencing part, where you leave it up to us operators to if we want to fly there or not. That is the only thing that you have going for you. Is that really worth the price of going like $650 or $700 for the AUTEL Nano? You know what I mean? Plenty of people were already bummed out with the smart controller, like how much more expensive it was towards the smart controller of DJI. Quality wise, though, I say AUTEL produces better products. Quality wise, I think they go more for the higher standard, which is more in my eyes like the Bugatti versus a Porsche. You know what I mean? Like it's like you have a really good DJI is more about comfort norm. Like you have all these small gadgets. It packs up small. It does this and but everything feels really plasticky with these guys. Like everything feels really cheap. Like really cheap. Like even with the Mavic 2 Pro, when I looked at it, it feels it's a heavy drone because of the battery is like kind of compact on the top. Design wise and stuff, it's a nice drone. But when the AUTEL Evo 2 and I got mines on and I've been flying with it like how long already? And I have no problem with that damn drone. I mean, this thing, even though people say it's yellow brick, orange brick in the air, it's not. It's solid. It can withstand so much wind and power of natural forces. Like, and that's what I'm hoping that Nano comes out with that too. I don't even know if it's just AUTEL Nano or if it's AUTEL Lite or Mini Evo. Like I have no idea. I don't care what they name it as long as it brings good specs. OcuSync 3.0 is a very good flight system too in order to be operated with. So they're gonna have to stink on against that, because sometimes the reception issues that I have with this AUTEL Evo 2 kind of like bums me out. Like if there's any obstacle in between, I lose reception really quick. Such as like sometimes, yeah, I'm honest, it's a mountain, it's a huge tree, or it's like I'm in between cliffs or whatever. I understand it's lava rock and all that, it's blue rock. But still, yeah, I think with GPS and all that stuff, OcuSync 3 is hard to stink on against. And then, yeah, of course, they have geofencing. So for me, pretty much the price is going to make the difference. Of course, I'm going to hope that AUTEL is going to send me one, at least to get my hands on. If I have to send it back and buy me one, if I really liked it, then I'm going to be able to actually buy it. And I will. I will try and make money for it that I can actually buy it. You know what I mean? So Tib says, hello, I'm late to the party. No, you're not late. You at least you came. It doesn't matter. So it says longer flight times this year. Hopefully we'll have mine next week. Same battery. So if it's same battery, what did they change then? I don't. Same payload swap, and I can't wait for Nano. Me too. I cannot wait. Quality wise, AUTEL smart controller smokes DJI, and I have both. Okay. See, like that kind of confirms what I said prior, where pretty much the quality of build quality itself, like even the plastics and stuff. I've seen so many guys having issues with body cracks and stuff. So I do not know if that was like one of the lines that they chose, but I fly the hell out of this thing. I don't have nothing like that, and then I don't understand either where they say, oh, maybe he pushes down when he grabs the battery. And I'm like, why would you push down on a drone? I mean, you can literally slide it in just like that, like I don't even have the drone open. You know what I mean? So I don't get it. I mean, it's just because I deal so much with this drone. It's like second nature already, touching it, and flying it and stuff. So I don't know. What's up, Lee? How you doing, my man? Greetings from Texas. Aloha back to Texas. Evo 3 Pro, baby. Yeah, well, hot rod. Evo 3. I don't know if Evo 3 would be around the corner right now because they have this whole Mavic 3 thing going on. If they would bring out something, because this is such a solid drone, in my eyes, all they have to change is like the body for the lens or the camera operation on that part. Because there's not really much more room for improvement besides software, which they still need to work on the AUTEL Explorer app. In my eyes, they still need to add on more intelligent flight modes. They added on the most important flight mode for me was the hyperlapse, because I'm a huge time lapse fan. Not everybody is though. DJI has some really nice flight modes, and so did Paradanafi. Like for an example, where the camera zooms in on its own and it flies backwards, where it makes this cool effect by going just away from you. Where it had a point where you could just press the button one time, it looks at you and it flies back 400 feet, and then it comes back to you 400 feet. I don't know. I mean, why is it so hard for Auto to just add on those? If you don't want to use it, you don't have to. You can fly it manually. But I think for majority wise, AUTEL Explorer app needs some improvements, and they could add on a lot more intelligent flight modes. So I hope that they're going to bring out more better intelligent flight modes for the AUTEL Nano, because like for example, the spiral, like look at the spiral effect alone. Looking at your target and the drone does its own thing and flies up while it goes in a spiral. I think that's pretty cool, as long as you can interrupt it. And so far, AUTEL has shown that they have been listening to most of their customers, because I send them how many emails and told them, if this hyperlapse thing is processing, you need to leave the live feed of the camera on, because otherwise I don't have no visual transmission. And they changed it with the update that came in. I think it was shortly after that. Boom. Even though it says on a small square screen right there, it says processing, I still have video feed and I still can operate my drone, which is better, way better. So they actually do listen to it. So hopefully, I don't like how it freezes the screen after a panoramic shot. Oh, you mean, wait, you mean when it took the shot? I haven't done a panoramic ever since the 2.7 because I've done all these hyperlapses like crazy. I loaded up my whole 1 terabyte with just hyperlapses. That's how many hyperlapses I took. And I tried out all kinds of stuff. There's one thing that I wanted to tell you guys. If you go into your options under the AUTEL Explorer app for your AUTEL Evo 2, regardless which model, there is a option where you can, let me go right here, center of the image, where you can put a crosshair. Okay, with that crosshair, I have that small square with the crosshair in it. I mean, the small circle with the crosshair in it. With that, when I do a hyperlapse that's stationary, I pointed at a static object. Plenty of people still told me that it traces clouds. Don't know really why Autel does it, but I have figured out that when I point my crosshair onto a static object that will not move within that time of the hyperlapse, that the clouds can just pass and the drone just sits there and it does its thing. So it does not trace whatever. But if you point it at something that then that is like, because I think it just hangs onto that small square within the crosshair, and that's the reason why it traces it. Another good part is that I was told by another viewer of mine to try out the mission mode to do hyperlapses with the point of interest, and I did. And you actually can get way more pictures. You can fly way more longer distances out, and you get some really cool shots. I did a point of interest of, it's a bridge where I'm flying sideways actually. So I'm flying sideways, and then while I'm flying sideways, I fly across the bridge, and it looks down at the bridge at some point, and then it starts looking back up while it goes back. So it has this point of interest is the bridge itself, and while it moves, it turns the drone, but it takes a picture every 2 minutes, every 2 seconds, and it travels at like 3 miles per hour. But I got like 500 or 600 shots with one battery flight, which was really cool. I traveled like 1,850 feet or something, and then I brought her back, and I still had like 20 something percent left on my battery. But the hyperlapse that came out from that came out amazing. It came out really good. There's no whatever problems with it because I had perfect lighting too. The sun was like constantly behind my back, and I was looking at the drone. There was no clouds. There's nothing. It came out perfect. So if you want to look into hyperlapse for this whole thing, make sure that you try out the mission mode as well. It's really nice. Controller app needs improvement. Evo 2 is still perfect for me. Yes. Same for me. It's the same, pretty much same thing for me, where the AUTEL Explorer app is not the best operating app for a drone, even though the drone is superior towards camera wise alone. Like camera wise alone, anytime I do like for an example, the video I made with how I get my best drone shots, it is super hard for me to add on footage from the DJI FPV or the DJI Mini or even the M2P, color science wise, to match it with the footage of my AUTEL Evo 2, which I think still looks way better. I mean, it's a way better camera, but yeah, it's really hard to match the color science on that thing for me. So I take a lot of time during the editing part to match those, that it's visually entertaining and that it's visually still pleasing to the eye of the viewer itself. You know what I mean? So um other than that, I think AUTEL Nano Lite or whatever, somebody said somewhere at some point that there was a version where they said at first it's a regular nano and then there's a Lite or whatever that comes out with a 1 inch sensor. I don't think so, guys. To make it sub 250, if you have ever taken this off, this is a 1 inch sensor right here. If you have ever taken this gimbal off right over here, and if you have like a gimbal like that, this thing is nearly to the 250 already. Okay. So I do not think that sub 250 will sport a 1 inch sensor, no matter regardless what everybody else says. I'm telling you right now, that's not gonna be the case at all. Like totally not. I do not think that they will come out with a 1 inch sensor. The sensors itself, like I mean, look at this tiny little camera right here, which is the mini, and their gimbals haven't really changed, and that is simply because this part is very heavy, including when you think about the battery and everything else you got to put in there. Plus, they put sensors now, so with sensors you're going to add on more weight too. And I don't even know. I mean, the specs itself, it says it's all going to be over in a nanosecond. The one thing that everybody keeps forgetting about is that, yeah, they say nano, but they didn't say sub 250. Just throwing that out there. It might be a smaller version of the AUTEL Evo, the Evo 2, and it has a little bit less functions, and it might actually be what people actually want, what they wanted initially out of the Evo 2. The Evo 2 Pro, whatever, what they initially wanted out of it, that's actually what might be coming with the Nano. It's just a smaller version of the Evo 2 Pro. But you take away these sensors from the top that always get interfered with anyways by the freaking sunlight. You throw on a 1-inch sensor on that thing, and you have a smaller profile and smaller area for minimalist people to carry the drone around. For all you know, that might be the drone that everybody wanted anyways. And then they can, in my eyes, they can throw it out for $700, $800. I'm still gonna buy it. You know what I mean? Even $899. It might be just like a AUTEL Evo, just a little bit smaller profile. I mean, nowadays when you look at it, everything comes smaller. Back then we used to run around with freaking phone booths on our heads. Then it became like those smaller flip phone kind style. Like the Razor was like this small. The Motorola Razor was like this small that you could flip open. Nowadays everything is like what this size. But look how skinny this thing is. Like it's like super skinny, and you have such powerful cameras in there that makes cameras like the A7 III right here totally obsolete almost. You know what I mean? So where you're looking at it like, why do I even need a freaking DSLR or one micro four thirds camera? You know what I mean? But it does take shots that you can't take with a cell phone, and it crops it so far that nothing would look super clear even if you try to blow it up to 4K. You know what I mean? So let's see. Quad 808 said, if the new AUTEL is 4K 60, no fly zone enforcement, that is a win. That sounds really good. But Hero 10, the GoPro Hero 10 just brought out in that small, tiny package of theirs like this, which is almost the same as this. Like, you're looking at size-wise and stuff. Like, look at it. They brought out 4K 120 FPS. Just saying. You know what I mean? 2.7K 240 FPS. That would be a total winner for me. They're gonna announce 4K 120, and I'm gonna buy it. No matter, I'm gonna sell something from here. I'm gonna buy it. I'm gonna make money for it in order to pre-order that sucker, and then just to do the videos. I tell you that. Like I said, Hero GoPro 10 just brought out 4K 120. That's crazy. I mean, technology-wise, that's crazy. And you see a lot more coming out of that. The development that I've seen so far right now for action cameras and for regular cameras and for drones too, everything seems to be about stabilization. Everybody wants the video as smooth as possible. But whatever happened to having the action? Like when you go fast and you have this super smooth stabilization, it makes you look slower. Just saying, just throwing it out there. Okay. It makes you look slower. So like with action cameras, if you race on a motorcycle and you have that view of the rider and he goes really fast and you have that slight shake inside there, it looks super fast because your eyes try to focus on what is happening. Yeah. And it gets you into the excitement. Now you have a super smooth, okay, it's a dude on a bike and the background just flies past. And you're like, okay. So everything seems to be going towards stabilization, and it crops the image and color signs and frames per second to make slow mos. Everything seems to get slower versions of everything. But whatever happened to, even when you watch action movies, they don't have stabilization when John Wick chops off the guy's head on a motorcycle. Everything is like the camera is all over so that the viewer gets excited about it because now, oh, he's trying to focus on what it is. So I don't know, just saying, But Hero 10 brought out 4K 120. So the Evo Lite is an answer to the Mavic Air 2 and the Air 2S. To be honest, I think that TEV Dronefly has something there because I do not think that they said it's over in a nanosecond. AUTEL Nanosecond might be released next year. I don't know. I hope it's before Christmas, that everybody buys it before Christmas. But nobody said that it's sub 250, guys. It just said this is all it said. Oh, right there. This is all it said right there. It said it will be all over in a nanosecond right there. The wait will be over in a nanosecond. So nobody ever said anything. Autel never said anything about 250. No, nothing. It might be, for all we know, it might be a 400, might be a 500 grams drone. You know what I mean? It might be like an Air 2S. It might be a smaller version of the Evo 2 Pro. It might be because they're gonna discontinue the Autel Evo itself. You know, it might be that. So, like I said, Autel has not really announced any specifications on this drone. They haven't said anything. They haven't told you what the resolution gonna be. They haven't told you any of that stuff. So, for all we know, it might not even be sub 250, what everybody was waiting for as a competitor towards the Mini 2. And TEB Drone Flying had a very good point there, like I pointed it out prior to. And that's pretty much what it is. That's pretty much what you actually looking at. So fact wise, if you look at it, and you had all these things, so we have the Nano is announced. It's before Christmas. Hopefully they drop it before that. It has 4 colors. That's what we know, and we've seen sort of like type of sensors forward, backwards, maybe downwards. That's it. That's the only info that we have. I'm still gonna buy it in orange if I have to buy it. You know what I mean? I'm still gonna get me that beautiful orange because I just think it's awesome. Plus, it's easier to see in the sky. Okay. And that's pretty much it for today's live stream, guys. I have to get ready to pick up my kids. The one thing to for you two guys to look forward to is my computer has been finished building. As you guys can see, this is my old editing rig right here, which becomes now my streaming rig and my on the spot in the studio kind of editing kind of part if I have to edit something really quick. I deeply apologize that I haven't had live streams for like how long, but I got promoted. I went through training. I had new schedule. I had new things going on. I spend a lot of money to upgrade my equipment to up the quality of my videos. Plus, I have this is a passion, as most of you guys know. So I got a membership now that I finally committed to. You don't have to become a member, only if you want to support what I do, because any and all profit, I have $75.70 right now in that account. Any profit I make off this channel will be going into that account to pay off like these services like StreamYard, which is like $50 a month, Artlist, which is like $300 a year, and all those things. So I finance all that stuff myself. I do not get sponsored, and that's the reason why I can tell you guys this is total crap and this is totally good, and use it or don't. You know what I mean? And that's why I feel like the need when a customer writes to Skyfire and says, "Hey, Skyfire, your mount sucks." You're out of your mind, bro. Whatever the hell that you was looking at or whatever you was doing with your freaking, I've been using this thing for over 3,000 flights now, and it's not going anywhere. Okay, so that's why I can tell you those things. If you handle it the right way, you treat it the right way, and you go through the right things with everything, you know what I mean. So, um, and now time to get that lieutenant's job. I don't know if I want that lieutenant's job. To be honest, I don't know if I want that lieutenant's job. I'm happy with where I'm at right now. So, I got me the new Laowa Pro Blends, which is crazy. This thing is crazy together with the A7 III. So I use this for like close-up shots to make it more appealing for you guys to watch these things when I come up close to new drones, new technology. There will be a review video coming out for this Go 2 that I picked up, that I bought me. There also will be a video coming out for the review for the Laowa. And I made a stop motion movie about, or it's like a more like a short movie. Mary gonna be part of it, my artificial AI. She'll be helping me putting together my computer, which went great. Like, I mean, I filmed throughout the whole assembly part. I went through the whole thing, put it all together, filmed the stop motion. After everything was done, I pushed a button and boom, she just came on. There was no burnouts, there was no date on arrival, anything. Everything matched up. When I looked into the BIOS, everything was great. Okay. So you guys have a lot of things coming towards your way, and I appreciate you guys your continued support. Don't forget, COVID-19 is still out there to get you. My brother had it. He's still recovering from it. He was 2 months in the hospital. He's 3 months already in recovery. He's not looking good. So I'm helping him out. I'm still dealing with family stuff and I'm working. So I throw in a lot of shorts these days. So the shorts is just real quick kind of stuff that I find out and I can upload it straight from my phone. Finally figured it out how to do it. And that's what I do. So I throw them out in the short report. And I'm planning on doing that also for like if I find out something via when I fly my drone. So out in the field, you're gonna see maybe a short report. Look forward to it. Be a nice human. You never know what somebody went through. Wash your hands. Wear your mask. Love you all. Aloha.